Hello students, welcome to your chemistry class. So as you know, we have completed your first chapter, that is the language of chemistry. Okay, you try to remember the symbol of first 30 elements, their names and their valences. Then how to write the chemical formula and how to calculate the molecular mass and atomic mass. You practice all this, then only you can write the chemical formula properly and try and balance more equations, okay, and try the questions more on the percentage composition and empirical formula, okay. In this video we are going to discuss about the exercise of that chapter, okay. So let's start. The formula of calcium phosphide is, so how you will write the chemical formula for this? First, for calcium you will write Ca, then for phosphide you will write P, okay. Now you write the valency of both of them. The valency of your calcium is 2 and the phosphide is your 3, okay. So your chemical formula will be Ca3P2, okay, Ca3P2. Then next question. Symbols for tin and lead are dash and dash. So what is the symbol of your tin? That is your Sn. According to the Latin name, the symbol is your Sn. Sn for stannum, okay. The Latin name of your tin is stannum. And lead, the symbol of lead is your Pb and the name is your plumbum. Then next question. Every chemical equation must satisfy the law of conservation of mass, okay. In a balanced equation, the number of atoms is the same on both the sides of the equation, because according to the law of conservation of mass, it is in both the sides of the equation the number of atoms should be equal. Then next, water contains dash atoms of hydrogen. So the chemical formula of water is your H2O. So there is, you can see 2 atoms of hydrogen, it is there. The substances that are formed after a chemical change are called, so you know that the left side is known as your reactants and the right side is known as the products, and right side only it is formed after the chemical change, okay. So the answer for your 6th number will be your products. Then next question, that is answer the following question. What is meant by the symbols of elements? So you know what is a symbol, okay. Symbol means it is the abbreviation of the name of an element made using its initial letter or letters is called the symbol of that element. Then write the symbols of mercury, tungsten, bromine and lead. And the symbol of mercury is what? Your Hg, that is your according to the Latin name. Then tungsten is the W, okay, the Latin name is your Wolfram. Then for bromine you know that is your Br, and for lead that is Pb, okay. Then write the formula of each along with its valency. The formula of your ferric is Fe, and with the valency it will be Fe3 plus, okay. Then phosphate, for phosphate it is PO3 and the valency is 3. Then hypochlorite, hypochlorite is your, the formula is ClO and the valency is your 1, okay. Then for aluminum, aluminum is your Al and the valency is 3. For chromate, the formula is CrO4 and the valency is 2. Then phosphate, the formula is PO4 and the valency is 3. Then write the formula of the following compounds. Potassium ferrocyanide. So first, so you know what are the steps you have to follow while writing the formula of the compounds. Okay, so first you have to write the symbol of that compounds. Okay, for potassium you will write K, and for ferrocyanide you will write the formula of your ferrocyanide is FeCN6. Okay, then we will write the valency. The valency of your potassium is your the valency of your potassium is your K, and the valency of your ferrocyanide is your 4. Okay, then we will interchange your valency. Okay, after interchanging the valency, the formula will be K for FeCN6. Okay, that is like this way. See, K for FeCN6. Okay, then next question, calcium hypochlorite. So this one will be, for calcium you will write Ca, and hypochlorite is your ClO. The valency of your hypochlorite is 1 and the valency of calcium is your 2. By interchanging the valency you will get CaClO2. Okay, CaClO2. Then potassium permanganate. That one also, if you will if you will follow that process, you will get the formula, that is KMnO4. Okay, potassium permanganate is your KMnO4. Okay, then next, for chromium sulfate. So the remaining you follow the same process and try to get the formula. Okay, the first 3 I have done for you, the remaining the 4 you will do yourself. Okay, then name the following compounds. First one is your Na3FeCN6. So FeCN6, you know the name of that formula, that is ferrocyanide, and for Na you know that is sodium. So this one will be sodium ferricyanide. Okay, if Na4 will be there, then that will be your ferrocyanide. Na3 it is there, that's why potassium ferricyanide. Okay, remember, potassium, if K will be there instead of your N, then that will be your potassium ferrocyanide. Here Na it is there, that's why it will be your sodium ferricyanide. Okay, remember, if less numbers are there, that is your ferricyanide. If more numbers are there, that is ferrocyanide. That's why for Na3FeCN6, that is ferricyanide, and if Na4 will be there, that is Na4FeCN6, the name will be sodium ferrocyanide. Okay, then next, Ag2S2O3. Okay, for Ag you will write silver, and S2O3 it is there, that is silver thiosulfate. Okay, then next, this side you see NaHCO3. This one is your, okay, this one NaHCO3. Na means your sodium, HCO3 means your bicarbonate. This one is your sodium bicarbonate. Then CO means carbon monoxide, NH4Cl your ammonium chloride, KMnO4 potassium permanganate. Okay, then this side Ca3PO42 your calcium phosphate. Okay, then your CH3COO whole twice Pb, this one is your lead acetate. Okay, then your next question, what is the difference between CO and, you can see here in the first one the O is your small letter, in the second one both are in the capital letter. So this CO means your the symbol of your cobalt, and this CO means your carbon monoxide. Okay, then balancing the following equation. So I have given you so many examples of your balancing the equations. So you follow the process and you balance these equations. Okay, and if you can't do, then ask me in the online live classes. Okay, but you try according to the process, obviously you can do. Okay, then next question. MCO3 is the formula of your carbonate of a metal. What will be the formula of chloride and phosphate of this metal? So see, one metal is given, that is MCO3. Okay, what will be? So the formula of carbonate of a metal is given MCO3. Okay, so in this case we can take the valency of the metal, which is 2, means which is divalent element, that element only we can take. That's why this will be MCO3. Then what will be the formula of chloride? The formula of chloride will be MCl2, and the formula of phosphate will be M3PO4 whole twice. Okay, so this is the answer for chloride and this is the answer for your phosphate. Okay, then your next question. Write 3 elements whose symbols are derived from the first letter of the element. So you have to write the name of the element whose name is derived from the Latin names. Okay, so you can write your potassium, that is the symbol is your K and the Latin name is your Kalium. Then you can write sodium, the symbol is your Na and the Latin name is your natrium. Okay, then you can write Hg also, that is your mercury, and the Latin name is your hydrocarbon. Then you can write copper also, okay, and the Latin name is your cuprum. So here you have to write only 3 elements. Okay, next, write a chemical equation for each of the following reaction. So what is the chemical reaction it is given? Zinc metal reacts with aqueous hydrochloric acid to produce a solution of zinc chloride and hydrogen gas. So your zinc metal is written, so we will write zinc plus aqueous hydrochloric acid, that is HCl. What will get? Will get zinc chloride with the liberation of your hydrogen gas. So this is the equation for that chemical reaction. Okay, Zn plus HCl gives rise to ZnCl2 plus H2. Okay, next, when sodium mercury 2 oxide is heated, liquid mercury and oxygen gas are produced. That means, so listen students, here the chemical reaction given and the products also given. You have to write the symbol only. Okay, so mercury 2 oxide means that is your HgO. When we will heat this one, we will get liquid mercury and your oxygen gas, that is Hg plus O2. HgO gives rise to Hg plus O2. Okay, then next question. Write the balanced chemical equation for the following chemical reactions. So how we have done the 9 number, the same we will do in 10 number, but after writing the chemical equation you have to balance that. Okay, so 10 number you do yourself. Okay, then 11 number. Symbol of an element does not signify the name of the element. Is this statement correct? If not, correct the statement. So obviously this is a false statement, because from the symbol only we can know about the element. So obviously the symbol of an element signify the name of the element. Okay, next, iron is said to be exhibit variable valency of 3 and 4. This statement also false, because iron is said to be said to exhibit variable valency of 2 and 3 valency. Okay, then define the following terms. So you know about all these terms So I think you can write yourself. Okay, so you do yourself. Then next question, 40 number. Define the term chemical equation. What are the substance formed called? This one also you know, you can do yourself. Then 50 number. So the formula of the sulfate will be X2SO4 and the formula of your hydroxide will be XOH. Okay, so how to find out this formula? Now you just note down the answer. In the online live classes I will explain you. Okay, then next number. Complete the following word equations. Write the words no reaction if none occurs. So first we will write the reactant side, that is magnesium plus copper sulfate. So Mg plus 4 magnesium and CuSO4 plus 4 your copper sulfate. So what we will get? We will get copper plus your magnesium sulfate, that is MgSO4. Okay, Mg plus CuSO4 gives rise to Cu plus MgSO4. This is your answer. Then iron 2 sulfate plus hydrochloric acid, that is FeS plus HCl. You will get FeCl2 plus H2S. Okay, then next question from 17 to your 22, then your multiple choice question also you do yourself, because your 17, 18 I have already told you in the previous examples, and 19, 20, 21 and 22 it is all about your percentage composition and empirical formula, which one I have explained you nicely. So you should do and you should solve all these questions yourself only. Okay, and this multiple choice you can do yourself. Okay, so this was for today's class. Whatever you have doubt you can ask me in the online live classes. Okay, thank you.